All set?
Yeah.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have you help me out on this takeoff, okay? So just have your left hand on the yoke for me. If I tell you to pull back a little more, pull back a little bit more. If I tell you to push forward a little bit, just push forward. If I say I have the flight controls, just let go and say you have the controls.
Okay.
That's all you gotta do.
Okay.
All right, let's rock and roll. Okay, airspeed's coming alive. Engine gauges are all in the green. Pull back a little on the yoke for me. Hold what you got. There you go. A little forward now. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Just keep it right where you got.
5321 running 2 on the right, clear for takeoff, straight out departure.
Cool. We'll bring our flaps up here real quick to get a little better climb performance. And we're going to keep the nose right about here, okay?
Okay.
See how the horizon is underneath it? You can't see anything out in front of you.
Yeah.
That's normal. It feels really weird.
Feels
it's like
very weird.
you're like, I can't see the road. Imagine it's resting on the top of the instruments, the horizon out there. And just work on keeping the wings level.
I feel like I don't feel where the horizon is.
You know why that is? Because you've never done this before.
Yeah.
Remember what it was like to drive? And you're just like, how do you know you're in the center of the lane? Well, you don't. Over time, you get a feel for it, right? As soon as we hit the shore here, we'll make a left turn. Go ahead and start that left turn for me. Roll the wings to the left, just turn it slightly left. There you go. That's good enough. Cool. Notice the horizon's at an angle.
Yeah.
It's cutting across somewhere like right over here. Right wing is dipped, left wing is up. When we first start to fly, we're doing what's called VFR, visual flight rules. We're looking outside, and we're orientating ourselves based on visual cues. Once we point slightly this way, I'm going to go ahead and have you level the wings right about now. Perfect. Right about there. Have your right hand by the throttle for me. Just like this. Fingers here, thumb on top. How you feeling?
Okay.
Pretty good? Take some deep breaths. You're doing fine. Go ahead and push forward with the left hand. Push forward, pull that throttle back with your right thumb. Right about there. We're going to leave it right there, and we're just going to go into what's called level flight here. We're going to let that nose come down just a touch. It's kind of hard to see the horizon today, so it's kind of, it's not an ideal day, you know, to do this, but we're fine.
Yeah.
But notice the horizon out there, you can kind of see how it's come up. Our nose is a lot lower than it was before. It was all the way up here.
Right.
Now we're in what's called a level flight sight picture. Go ahead and give me a left turn here. We're going to make a level left turn. Just roll to the left. See how our nose is dropping? I want you to pull back a little bit on the yoke. Horizon, if you could see it clearly, it would be cutting through right about here. But our instruments are telling us that we're largely making a level left turn, which is what we want. Now I want you to take that power, and I want you to bring it back a little more for me. Yep, pull it back towards you with your thumb. We're going to go into a descent. And let that nose come down on its own here. Don't hold it up at all. Just let it come down. Notice we're seeing a lot more ground than we were before. Our nose is pitched down, as we say. Our instruments say, hey, you're coming down at about 300 feet a minute. We're just going to descend back into Torn. Make a circling descending turn here, just like this. Cool. We're just going to make one more loop around here. Yeah, one more loop. You're doing great. There you go. Left turn, you're good. Don't be afraid. Just think about being on a river with a little bit of bumps of small waves.
Harder to turn.
Yeah.
Going slower.
Yeah, you know why? We have less air going over the wings. It's making those controls less efficient.
We're going to the one on the left?
Correct. We're going on the skinny little one. Keep it coming back to the left a little bit. Nose a little lower.
Banner 794 Delta, if you're still on Torrance altimeter is 297, frequency change, good day.
Awesome. Just like that. The nose right where you got it. I'll help you out once we get pretty close to the runway here. Stay on the controls with me when that happens.
Bravo, Roger. I have you on my downwind north right now.
Okay. There we go. We're going to round out, slower descents. We're just going to hold it off the runway as long as we can.
Then southbound turn at or above 1,600, please.
That's it. You're back on the ground. How about that, huh? Okay.
Thank you.
You did great.
We did it.
Yeah.
It was great. I really need to get over the feeling of being too short.
This feels like it's just blocking everything, doesn't it?
Everything, yeah.
And you're like, how can I do this when there's just this wall of stuff in front of me?
Right. Got our first turns.
Yeah.
Doing a full turn,
Yeah.
I have to have a point on the ground that I'm looking at and that I know when the turn is over.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
The
That
downside
helps.
of today was that normally I'll say, hey, you see Catalina Island or you see this or see that. We didn't have those visual reference points as clearly today. We'll get that next time around. Someday you'll be doing this with students. You take them for a flight and it's like, that was cool. Or they're
Yeah.
like, this is amazing. But that's why we do this.
I know there's a lot to learn, but I don't know. This is great.